Hello, welcome to this DANEELpath tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to see how to do the setup for DANEELpath in Windows 11. So here we are in our GitHub, and we need to go here, and the first step is to install QPath. So we go here to the QPath page, and we're going to download installer, and we need to set the permissions and install. Okay, now we're going to open QPath, and the next step is going to be to install the Salesforce extension for QPath. Sorry. So we go over here. This extension is released from BUP group, and we are not going to use Salesforce itself, but we are going to use a functionality which is in this Salesforce extension. So we need to download it, and we're going here. We're going to unzip the content, and here we have this Salesforce jar file. And the only thing that we need to do is to drag and drop this jar file inside QPath, and now the extension is installed. Okay, so the next step that we need to do is to download this repository and the unit checkpoints in the tutorials. If you have Git, you can just run this line of code for the GitHub repo. If not, this way is to go over here, set download zip, and okay, this is downloaded, and we're going to extract all the content. And now we can copy and paste this in any folder that we want. And now we are going to download the checkpoints and the tutorials from the Incliva Cloud. So we go here in this link, we can check this folder, this zip folder, and download. Perhaps this takes a little bit of time because it's pretty bit heavy. Okay, so we come over here, and we're going to extract all the content. Now what we need to do, and this is really important, is to take those two folders, copy them, and put it inside of the DANEELpath main folder. Okay, so this looks like how appears here in the GitHub repo. Okay, so the next big step is to install Miniconda and PyTorch. To install Miniconda, we can go here in this link over here, and we are going to here the Windows installation, and we are going to the Anaconda web. We can skip the registration, and if you want, you can install Anaconda, but I guess that Miniconda works perfect for our purposes. So you just need to download the Miniconda, go here to downloads and run the installer, next, I agree, next. And this is not mandatory, but it's really important, or at least I prefer to do it, is to mark this over here. It's not recommended, but it's no worries, your computer is not going to crash. Okay, so next, and perfect. So Miniconda is installed, and now if we go here to our panel and we set Anaconda, we will see that we have access to the Anaconda prompt. So I know that this is a little bit scary, this black screen, but no worries because it's pretty easy to work with. Okay, so the first that we need to do is to go to this folder here called environments, right? So to go, we only need to type cd, in this case, desktop slash and my folder slash DANEELpath main. Okay, so now we are in this folder of DANEELpath, and we need to go to environments. Okay, so once we are in this environments folder, we can go here in our GitHub. Okay, we copy this line of code if we are in Windows, and we paste this and press enter. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So okay, the installation is finished. So the next that we need to do is to check that everything is properly installed. So we need to activate the environment. And now we can copy this line of code over here and put it in the terminal. And okay, if we see a result like this one over here that looks like this one, this means that the installation of PyTorch is properly done. And what we need to do now is to see where is this Python environment, right? So if you're in Windows, you need to type where Python, and if you're in Linux Mac, you need to write which Python. So okay, so we have different Python installations, and we need to copy this one of DANEELpath over here. We can go to a text, and we're going to set this, and we are going to replace all the bars in this direction over here with the bars in direction to the other side. Okay, so we need to do this change of the direction of the bars. Okay, and now what do we need to do? We can go here in QPath, and this to do the setup of the neural networks. So the next step is to come to this folder where we have DANEELpath, and we are going to DANEELpath scripts. Okay, go to this unit semantic segmentation and open this script over here. So these instructions are the same instructions that appear here in this part over here. Okay, so this the script of the graphical user interface, and this is the one of the scripts. Okay, and now we expand this, we go over here, and here when we set the path Python environment exe, we need to copy this, and we need to paste this. And here in Daniel folder, we need to go to our folder where we have all the Daniel stuff. Okay, here in Daniel men, and paste this, and just change the direction of all the bars, and we need to save these changes, and this is the only time that you need to do this in your computer, right? So what we are going to do next is to do exactly the same for the graphical user interface for the units. So we can just literally copy this and place it here, and copy this and place it here and save. So now the setup is ready to use the neural networks, and we are going just to run this once to check that everything works. Just let me open an image, and I'm back in a second. So now we have our image over here, and the first time that you run DANEELpath, it's going to download the models and other stuff. So the only thing that you need to do to finish the setup is to just do our annotation, and here we classify this as tumor over here, and we need to make sure that this classification of tumor matches this classification, and press and run. And okay, so as you can see, the model is being downloaded. And okay, so the neural network works. I would like to mention that here in DANEELpath, in the tutorials, you will find the tutorials for all of the tools that are available in DANEELpath. In the next section, what you're going to see is how to do the setup for the semantic segmentation of the clusters, but with the GPU, because here, as we can see, we're using the CPU for the inference. So the next section is going to see how to set the NVIDIA GPU.